5 times. Whoa.
And her unborn child, Trey against one of Chicago's most violent crews, the Hobos.
He blew him down. Overkill. Call of Duty.
What's it you showing, man? That's the big video, the biggest three. KP. What going to man? How y'all come on, big flip day? How y'all doing? Ski. Nah, don't that shit. If you see me first, I gotta do smash a like button, smash the button, follow me. If you're already to the main, turn to my screen like this shit, like in.
Oh my god, bro.
I'm talking fast. I don't know. I can't slow down on my talking, bro. I ain't go back to y'all again, but let's get into the video. No case you no cap. I'm just used to talking fast, bro.
Chicago's underworld, the code of silence is enforced with blood.
Nah, people talk slow.
Those branded as snitches, witnesses who cooperate with police.
They said, y'all should tell you this video. I don't gotta say too much.
Gangs cultivate a reputation for ruthless retribution, scaring many into staying silent, but some do speak up for justice. What follows is a chilling montage of their stories. People who testified or cooperated, only to vanish or be silenced forever. Before we get started on this video, make sure you go check out my website that's in the description where I post viral videos daily. And plus make sure you like the video and share it with someone. She was gunned down on a Southside sidewalk. One September night in 2019, Tria walked with a friend near her home in Chicago's Back of the Yards neighborhood, chatting on the phone with her boyfriend. Suddenly, a figure in a baby blue hoodie emerged from an alley and opened fire without a word. The gunman shot Tria 5 times at point.
5 times? Whoa.
And her unborn child, Treja's horrified friend.
See, that's where you throw me off at right there. See what I'm saying? Okay, you kill her. That ain't smooth, bro.
Times at point.
That ain't smooth.
Killing her and her unborn child. Treja's horrified friend saw the shooter's face and ran as he fired twice in her direction.
Oh my god, he saw the face. I mean, she saw the face.
Cold blood, and it was no random act. Just 3 months earlier, Treja had taken the stand as a key witness in a murder trial. She testified against a gang member, Deontay Davis, who had killed her 17-year-old cousin in 2016.
She snitched. I mean, that's reasonable, bro. You killed her cousin.
And they were right. Investigators believe Davis's associates put a bounty on Treja to silence her. In fact, prosecutors revealed that a 21-year-old man named Kavarian Rogers accepted $5,000 to execute the young witness. Rogers even bragged on Facebook afterward, posting videos fanning himself with $100 bills and showing off expensive new shoes. I nailed the girl who testified, he boasted to friends, according to court records. Chillingly, authorities uncovered jailhouse phone calls, someone in custody discussing how to stop a female witness from testifying again. Treja Kelly's courageous testimony had helped convict her cousin's murderer, but it also signed her death warrant. On that dark September evening, the promise of justice was answered with revenge, as a young life was brutally cut short to keep a gang's secrets hidden.
He put money on her head to get her killed to not snitch.
Daniels thought he could outrun the deadly reach of the gang he betrayed. In April 2013, the 27-year-old former gang member was living under federal protection after agreeing to become an FBI informant against one of Chicago's most violent crews, the Hobos. Daniels had worn a wire, secretly recording his one-time allies to help authorities indict the gang's leaders. But word got out on the street that Keith is a snitch. He worked for the police. As one ominous Facebook message warned, the Hobos.
You wore a wire on your
death. Threats started pouring in. Someone smashed a brick through his window with a note saying, "Everybody know you snitching. You got the nerve to still be living." An explicit death threat. One of Daniels' former associates even confronted him at gunpoint in his own home. Fearing for his life, the FBI relocated.
Like, this thing about this, bro. You snitching on your man, you snitching on your gang or whatever, right? They know where you live, and you got the audacity to work with the police and wear a wire around them. Do you realize what you putting yourself into, bro? Do you realize that? That's like common sense. If they know where you live, know where you be, know where you know what I'm saying?
Safe, but it wasn't enough.
You finna get terrorized, bro. The police ain't finna save you.
Keith Daniels was stepping out of a car with his
They just want them
and her young children when a shadowy figure approached. It was Paris Poe, a feared hobo hitman who had cut off his electronic monitor and tracked Daniels down. In an instant, Poe unleashed a hail of bullets. He stood over Daniels and pumped round after round into him more than
he blew him down. Overkill. Call of Duty.
Children, just 4 and 6 years old, watched in terror. The little boy later described covering his ears because the gunfire was so loud. Daniels died there in front of his family. He paid the ultimate price for breaking the gang code of silence. The message was unmistakable. Anyone who informs on the Hobos will be hunted down, no matter where they
got a tattoo.
Years later, Parispool and the hobo leaders were convicted in a massive racketeering trial, with prosecutors calling Daniel's slaying a prime example of the gang's ruthlessness. Keith Daniels' courage in cooperating helped bring them
They
to
really call it the
justice, but
hobos,
it cost
though?
him his life.
Check out going for the hobos.
Christmas Day 2020 should have been a time of peace, but on Chicago's southwest side, it was marked by murder. That afternoon, police responded to a shot spotter alert, found 26-year-old Sebastian Serrano sprawled on the pavement in Gage Park, shot multiple times. As paramedics rushed him to the hospital.
Wow, bro.
Okay, so we know you're gonna watch this demo
That's
at
just
double
crazy work.
speed. All software engineers do. Buckle up, we're keeping it quick. Here.
Hospital, detectives began asking why someone would want this young man dead. They quickly learned Serrano was not a random victim. He was slated to be the key witness in an upcoming murder trial, and that fact had sealed his fate. Months earlier, Sebastian Serrano had witnessed a killing and agreed to testify against the alleged shooter, 18-year-old Antonio Reyes. Reyes was awaiting trial in the Cook County Jail, but even behind bars, he plotted revenge. On jailhouse phones, Reyes was recorded ordering a hit on Serrano, telling a friend on the outside to take care of the witness who could put him away. The friend he enlisted was 19-year-old George Reyes, no relation,
He really
a
snitching.
fellow gang member. To help, George Reyes and an accomplice devised a plan to lure Serrano in. They combed through Serrano's social media and found him on Snapchat. In fact, police later discovered that George had been stalking Serrano's movements online, even sending his girlfriend messages that he had almost got Serrano once. At one point, George tried to recruit a 13-year-old boy to be the trigger man, hoping to have a juvenile take the
13-year-old.
fall. When that failed, George decided to do it himself. On December 21st, 2020, under the guise of a drug deal or meeting, the conspirators arranged for Serrano to be at a specific spot on West 52nd Street. As snow flurries fell that Christmas, George Reyes crept up and ambushed the unsuspecting Serrano. Gunfire rang out, and Serrano collapsed mortally wounded, never to make it to the witness
Keep your
stand.
mouth closed, bro.
The carefully laid plan to silence a snitch has succeeded. A man who tried to do the right
Cause all you
thing
doing is
was
putting
kicked
yourself
out
in
before
danger
he
when
could
you snitch, bro.
testify.
Like,
It took investigators until the summer of 2021 to unravel the plot. Digital breadcrumbs told the story. Snapchat records placed George at the scene and linked him to incriminating messages. Jail call recordings captured Antonio Reyes coordinating the hit from his cell. When police moved in to arrest George, he led them on a high-speed chase that ended in a crash.
Trying to get up
a
out of there.
desperate bid for freedom that failed. In the end, both Antonio and George Reyes were charged, but their prime witness was already dead. Sebastian Serrano's murder sent a chilling warning through Chicago's neighborhoods. Even Christmas Day isn't off limits when a gang wants a witness gone. In another case, a witness was killed in plain sight of police officers. A brazen hit that stunned the city. Mutassim Suleiman
They
was
killed
a
him in front of the
33-year-old
police.
father of three who ran a small cell phone shop on West Division Street. In 2016, he had witnessed a murder in his store. A man named Tommy Lee Pledge was shot to death, and Suleiman saw the gunman. He agreed to testify in the upcoming trial, identifying two suspects.
And they gonna get you out of
Terrence
there,
Scott
watch.
and Deshaun Jones.
They gonna
as
get
the
you out of there.
shooters. It was a courageous move, and by spring 2019, the trial was drawing near. But Terrence Scott, one of the accused, had no intention of letting Suleiman testify. From his Cook County jail cell, Scott spent weeks on recorded lines masterminding a plan to eliminate the lone witness against him. He found a willing accomplice on the outside, 19-year-old Kyrell Pittman, a distant associate hungry to earn gang clout. Pittman himself was out on bail on electronic monitoring for a gun charge when
You
he
cut
was
it off. Let me guess. You
recruited
cut it
for
off.
the job. On the evening of May 3, 2019, Pittman put the deadly plot into action. As dusk settled over Humboldt Park, Mutassim Suleiman closed up his shop for the night, unaware he was being watched. The moment Suleiman locked the door and walked toward his car, Pittman burst from the shadows with a gun in hand. He ambushed Suleiman on the sidewalk, firing multiple shots into the witness at close range. Incredibly, two Chicago police officers were nearby on patrol and heard the gunfire. They sprinted toward the scene and saw the shooter fleeing. One officer fired his weapon, but Pittman managed to dive into a getaway car and escape.
Wow.
Suleiman lay on the ground, fatally wounded, as backup officers swarmed to hunt the gunman. The hit had succeeded. The only eyewitness to the 2016 murder was now dead, killed in front of police just weeks before he would have testified.
They really like, you
It was
gotta
a
think about, they
shocking
really
demonstration
like
of how
hitmans,
far
bro.
gang members will go to protect themselves.
They kill the people
carrying out
that
a witness
snitching.
execution even with law enforcement on the scene. The investigation that followed revealed how meticulously the murder had been planned. Detectives pulled jail phone logs showing Terrence Scott's extensive planning of Suleiman's demise from behind bars. In one recorded call just minutes before the shooting, Scott was on the line with an accomplice, nervously asking if the deed was about to happen outside Suleiman's store. Moments after Suleiman was killed, Scott received another call in jail confirming it's done. Physical evidence also cracked the case. As he ran, Pitmoy had dropped his face mask and forensic testing found his DNA all over it. His court-ordered ankle monitor further placed him at the murder scene that night. Cornered by the evidence, Cairo Pitmoy was arrested and charged, and Terrence Scott, the jail mastermind, was implicated as well. But for the victim, Mutasim Suleiman, justice came too late. He had taken a stand against violence, and violence silenced him first.
Yeah.
Each of these stories shines a light on the grave danger that
I'm not gonna lie, Ski, bro. Just stay up on the street again. Go get that money. Get about the steak. SKIII on top. Now you do it. Now you're up.